broadcast. So download the Happs app, subscribe to get notified when I go live, and support my work on Happs. And you get 100 free coins when you go to happs.tv/invite/@lyceum. So happs.tv/invite/@lyceum. And it says it's great connection, and I will take a sip of tea here on Tuesday Tech. Cheers. Assam tea from India. So 3 things tech: about Happs, about Riverside.fm, and about podcasting. And we'll see about 15 minutes to 30 minutes around that. So I will start out to see if it's going live here on streaming on Facebook, and it's same issue again. So I will talk probably with Pablo of Happs tomorrow and get this solved, because I wonder if something with my settings, or if it's something with my phone, or something with Facebook, or maybe something with Happs, or a combination. So I will check here now on YouTube live. I'm live there, and it's loading, because I want to test, as I said, often say, listen to my monitoring headphones here. I'm using the lavalier mic, Röde lavalier mic, and Sonos, pre-Sonos HD7 monitoring. So I see something here, Tuesday Tech Happs, and it's saying live, so I will listen to it. Yeah. So now I hear myself. What I like with Facebook streaming live here, that I could get comments on my Facebook friends. And on my YouTube channel, I don't have a big YouTube channels. It's mainly, back in the day, cat videos to joke. The internet is made up with cats, or the cats are controlling the internet, so to speak. It's different from this book by Adams, where it's some other animal controlling the world. Have you read that book? The Galaxy book, the science fiction book. And on May 25th, my birthday, then you could have Geek Pride Parade, if you're a geek in one way or another. And you could also have a towel on your head and celebrate Douglas Adams. That's also on May 25th. That's an happening that could occur and happening. So again, I need to take a sip of tea here. Cheers. I see one viewer, great connection, and 4 minutes live, and $0. Now 2 viewers. So you could again give Happs coins if you like this content, and I will continue to do this on a regular basis, like 3 times a week if I can. Tuesday Tech around 3 p.m. Central European time. On Thursday, then it will ventilate like Norse God 4, torsdag in Swedish, on an article in The Economist. Recently we talked about the European Super League. Probably I will talk about Putin or some other things next time. And will come an issue of the new issue, Economist Today, I think, often Monday, Tuesday. And on Saturday, I will talk and have some partying and drink some beverage, like tea or some other beverage. Cheers. On Saturday, and often I start that around 9 p.m. or after 9 p.m. Central European time. So 3 things tech. Happs is the issue that I will talk about with Pablo here. I like Happs, the whole idea, and thanks again, Eileen Smith. Eileen on Twitter and on Happs introduced me to this service because you have other services out there. One thing, it's for free. I wonder about their business model here, and I want to invite some of the individuals working for Happs to have a conversation about Happs, new media, and the business model and other things like that. And I like the atmosphere and so on. And I got, so-called VIP status thanks to Eileen to invited me to this. So I am, if I do a broadcast every week, I will probably keep on being on the Discovery tab, and then I could get new viewers, new listeners, and new followers, and I'm happy for that. Another great thing is with Happs is that you distribute it to these different destinations, and you could at the same time watch YouTube live. And as I said, I don't have a big YouTube channel or followers, so it's live now, but then it will be archived, so it will be searchable in the future. I have a bigger audience and followers on Twitter, where I have around 5,000 followers. So there, if you're live right now on Twitter, you could watch it on Twitter. And then it was linked to Periscope, but Periscope is more or less defunct now because it's purchased by Twitter, and they have like a double tool here, so they sticking to the Twitter live. And then also on Twitch, as I said again, I'm not a gamer. Maybe I will start to show to joke. Maybe I should start a show about retro gaming, like the home computer games, like Amiga 500, Commodore 64, and VIC Commodore 20, and have this joystick playing computer games. Game on. That could be a thing. And maybe it will turn out on LinkedIn, so it will be business professional, because you have live on LinkedIn, and that's, I think, pretty popular nowadays. The good thing is it's staying on Happs also, and you could get your followers there and getting new acquaintances and followers and friends, contacts, and also the economy in it, that you could buy coins and you could share coins and you could give away coins. And if you like this, you could give me thumbs up, high fives, etc., and giving awards. And later on, I could cash that out, and maybe it will have some coffee money, as you say in Swedish, or the tip jars. I could buy some more tea or something like that. What I see is a big potential with it, Happs, because you could be a citizen journalist and talk about important stuff in a local way, in a local, and then spread it in a global way. So I think that's fascinating with Happs. So I look forward to the chat, Pablo, and thanks in advance for helping with my destination with Facebook, so I could stream there also live. So again, if you want to follow me and start with Happs, go to happs.tv/invite/@Lyceum. The second one is riverside.fm. And I will be open here now. I've been using a service called Ringer, RINGR, Ringer, when I started podcasting with guests, and I used different tools there and found Ringer. And I also interviewed Tim Sinclair, co-founder and CEO of Ringer. We had a nice conversation there, a nice chat, and they have developed that service. So you could now be in a green room talking in advance with guests. You could have up to 4 guests, and now it's starting recording the session at once and saving it in the cloud somehow. So that's great. And they've developed it to a new version. The thing is, when you have maybe some growing pains and developing, and I'm not a tech guy, so I don't know how it works, things could happen, glitches and so on, and that's natural. And you see that often with big players like YouTube, Twitter, etc. also. But when it happened, when we had this growing pain and the new version, I was looking around for alternative services. I want to stick with Ringer. I'm an affiliate and a referral also for that. So if you want to use that, you could go to ringer.com/ego and check it out and start it out and test it. So I like it and want to stick with it. But I also want to, as a new media advisor, look out for new things happening and the competition out there and a friendly competition. So it have been coming up new services also. And I think with this in the pandemic situation and long distance recordings, before it was cool and now it's necessary in a way. So with long distance and also recording. By the way, I was having a nice conversation with Johan Bunde, and now again with name Bundestam, I think his name is, so from Finland, and we met on LinkedIn. And then he asked if he could record it on Teams, and then you said you had to accept that. So that's nice to have. You could go back to that and listen to that. So I'm for that. And with Ringer, you have a signal saying that now it will be recorded. And then you could edit it and post-production and do a podcast of it. So that's the second thing that I'm coming to. I'm checking out a new service called Riverside, or maybe it's not so new, but riverside.fm. But they have a new in beta mode for that you could record audio and video at the same time on an iPhone. So I will check that out. And it was my co-host Blair of the Secular Foxhole that reminded me of this service. I signed up for it for a free account, and you could use 1 hour and test it out. The model that Ringer has is that you pay a monthly premium. I pay the premium around, I think it's about $20, you could say. Then you have unlimited how much you could use this service, and it's not connected to certain podcasts and so on. So that's great if you have lots of podcasts that I have, or you have clients and or you want to use it in other ways. You could use it for recording conversations, and you could have it like an internal podcast, or you could have it in 4 different file formats also, everything from FLAC to mono and separate voice files, etc. With Riverside is that you pay and you have different packages for how long you do it. So for like first one is for, I think it's 1 hour or 2 hours. So if you have a podcast on a regular basis and have long episodes, then you will max it out pretty quickly. The second package is for 5 hours. So this Ego Netcast, because now I haven't done a new episode for a couple of months, but if I have an interview, that could be for like 1 hour. And if I do every week, that have been a goal back in the day, I could max out that also. But if I do every 2 weeks, then I could have that. So that's one thing. And the Secular Foxhole, when we have a podcast guest, we often could have like a 1 hour conversation. What you could do with this is that you could also, like Happs, you could do live streaming with riverside.fm. What I have to check out is for my editing and post-production is how it's working with the recording file, because I think you get it in separate files, and I haven't learned that myself. I could be open with that and say, I'm not a tech guy. So I'm using a service called Ali2 by Colin Gray, but I also have interviewed on Ego Netcast on my show with Ali2, and he, the podcast host, great podcaster. So with that service, I could edit myself and do the post-production in a neat way, an easy way, and it will sound in a good way and great way according to podcasting standards. But I don't know if you could use separate sound files from, if you have one guest, it's one separate file, and if yourself is one file, and that you could do in other service like Hindenburg I think GarageBand and others, and also that I have paid for Ferrite that I use on my phone as a backup when I'm recording, and also on the iPad. But I haven't got into this tool. I know my co-host of another podcast called Produktivitet and Pen Meets Paper, Johan Gustafsson, he is using Ferrite. So it's all tools out there. But again, I will check out Riverside and see if that could be mainly a service for the secular foxhole, but also to play around with it and test with potential clients and customers, and doing together with partners for projects if they want to have a video also, and live streaming and some other features. So, and again, with friendly competition, both Ringer, Riverside, Zencaster, and whatnot over there. And if you have any tips on other services, you could give me a holler or send me a note, or go to Twitter, Lyceum Peripatos, and ping me there, because I want to look out, as I said, for new services, alternatives, and what's going on in this field. So now I have like 5 viewers, and I've been talking for 17 minutes. Cheers, and I have great connection, it says. So I hope you hear me well. And that's what I've talked about also during now my birthday month, to be able to invest in some new gears, maybe a new lavalier mic, a Rode lavalier plus. I'm thinking of that one, because when I bought this many years ago, it was not available. It was available in America, but not in Sweden, the lavalier plus. So if you have any experience of that, please tell me. And I have an iPhone 6s Plus, and I have kept that because I could have this kind of microphone, iRig Cast, that I'm using when I'm recording with Ringer. I like that. Simple. It's a simple microphone, but it's working well. And as I said, I have this here sound for taking that, and in the front here I have a box with this similar material. Could be good for sound. And yeah, so, and I'm thinking also maybe getting from Rode for video streaming, live streaming. They had the package there with a special microphone that's more directed, and then a small, not a circle light, but some kind of light box. So I'm thinking of that also, but I want to see if I could use it for regular podcasting, video audio also. So it's lots of gears and shiny gadgets, and I know Rode have another one, a new one called with NT or something like that, NTS, or USB microphone. That's also, you could use it on a stand, but also put it on a, how do you say? Now it's a word in English, a stand and a boom, I could say. So that could be great to have in different directions and levels and so on. So I'm thinking of that also. But the more you look for it, you get and think about it and the whole settings. So for the future. And then, as I said, my goal is to invest in a new laptop and MacBook Pro that has this M1 processor chip. Because inside this, it's a good quality, and they developed that themselves, Apple, if I understand it's right. And it doesn't have any fan in the laptop, because sometimes when you have with your laptop and you have a Zoom meeting or others, or it could start working, and that sound, if you record that could sound a bit funny, you could say. I would say good connection here, talking for 20 minutes. So the third thing is podcasting. Karin Blad, my co-host of Viktigt på riktigt in Swedish pod radio, what's important and what's for real, you could say. Viktigt is important, and riktigt is for real. And there she asked me, how about making a list, a podcasting list every month? So I will do that now for May and pick a couple of or several podcasts, both in Swedish and English, and talk about that and getting new tips on other podcasts and so on. And I have done that when I'm thinking about it for many years for Small Business Trends, Anita Campbell's site there, publication, online publication. And for many years it was listed there with small podcasts for small business owners and independent business owners and small business minded, you could say, individuals and others interested in this field. And I did a top list of 100, I think it was, for several years, and then updated for a couple of years there in a row. And it's interesting how it's developed over time. And one year I remember it was asked for also to check out vlogs or video logs or video podcasts. But the year after there, it was not so many of these video blogs or video podcasts around. So still audio is prevalent and leading there. And maybe that's why, to jump a bit back and forth, Clubhouse is so popular that you listen to the audio and you have a speaker and you could raise your hand, you could ask questions, and you could be on the stage, auditorium. But as I said, I like this live broadcasting stream also, and that it's saved for future. So that's something that I want to keep, because this could also, I could use this kind of material for curation for a podcast, for a LinkedIn post, for a blog post, for a Twitter tweet, etc. So that's why I will stick with it. And again, thanks for the invitation, Eileen, to this great service. And I like the atmosphere here on Happs. It's nice to be here and nice to broadcast and doing a live streaming, and then to check the comments. And that's why I'm playing around with different times also, because there's no comments right at the moment, or no thumbs up or high fives, rewards, etc. Because this timing, it's like now 9 a.m. in the morning East Coast time and 6 in the morning West Coast time. So you're maybe not up and running yet. And then of course I have European viewers. It's again to market this, but I see this for the long range, doing it on a continual basis. My goal is to do a free broadcast every week. If I have something that's more important or things coming its way, I have to take care of that in first. But Tuesday Tech at 3 p.m., around 3 p.m. Central European time, and on Thursday at 9 a.m. Central European time, to talk about an article, a comment, and analysis of The Economist. And on Saturday after 9 p.m. Central European time, to have a party, having a beverage like tea, cheers, and talking about the good life. So with that, I want to thank you for viewing, commenting, to support, and talk to you soon again. I will have this podcasting soon. It's the Ambis, you could say, or how we pronounce that. That's like slang for, similar to Grammys, but for the podcasters out there, to have this award gala. So that's the Podcast Academy that I'm a member of. In a couple of weeks, they will have that award of podcasting. So maybe one of the podcasts nominating for awards could be on my list that I will publish here in the near future. So what are you listening to at the moment? What kind of podcasts? Please send me a note, reach out to me in cyberspace. And if you have any suggestions on Happs creators on Happs, or some other places, you're more than welcome to talk to me about this. So again, thanks for watching and talk to you soon again.